Hi friends. So one of my favorite things growing up when we didn't go to Kentucky was having Thanksgiving at home. And my dad worked nights and he would always come in when he got home in the middle of the night and put the turkey on. And one of my favorite childhood memories was waking up to the smell of that delicious turkey. So I've been thinking about recipes and things that he would make after Thanksgiving when we always had leftovers. So he made something called what we called scalloped turkey. It was one of my favorite things. So this is my take on Dad's scalloped turkey, but since it's not Thanksgiving and I don't have leftover Thanksgiving, I'm going to show you, the dogs are carrying on playing. I'm going to show you what I did to make my scalloped chicken. So this morning before I left for work, I took some boneless, skinless chicken breast and I put in my slow cooker. And I mixed up, I made, to the back of the directions, 2 packs of this chicken gravy. And I poured it over the frozen chicken breast. I went to work. So when I came home, I shredded it up. So, I poured the gravy off, and this is what it made about 1.5 cups. So I went ahead and added another 1/2 cup of chicken stock because that's what it calls for to make the stuffing. So it's kind of doing like a homemade stuffing. So I don't have any celery because Mason came home and ate it. So the stovetop says 4 tablespoons of butter. So I put in 4 tablespoons of butter, sauteed some onions. And to that I added some celery salt. No, I'm sorry, celery seed and a little bit of sage. So kind of like a homemade dressing. Now if I had celery, I would have sauteed the celery in there. But I don't, so it's no big deal. So now I'm going to add the 1.5 cups of chicken gravy and stock into this. And then I'm going to bring it to a boil. Now, if you don't have any chicken and you want to do this, by all means, get a rotisserie chicken, pick it off the bone, get jarred gravy, canned gravy, or that gravy, and you don't have to make the chicken and the gravy together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm cooking that stovetop in that gravy. Okay? So I just need to, we'll turn this up a little bit. Also, too, this morning, while I was putting the chicken on, I also made up some green beans. So I've got those going here. I pre-cooked those, put those in the fridge, and now I'm putting back in the pan to heat up. So they're fully cooked. So I'm just trying to save time anywhere I can. I also cut up a fresh salad, so that's in the fridge. Okay, so I just picked up, it doesn't matter what flavor. I happened to pick this up. Maddie and I went to Always the other day. It was 99 cents. I wish I would have picked more of them up because sometimes I like to have these in the pantry just for, you know, for whatever's. It's 99 cents. So this one is turkey flavor. So it's not going to make any difference what flavor it is. Okay, so I've got my chicken gravy and my chicken broth and my onions and my sage and my celery boiling and my butter. So I'm just going to add in that stovetop. I like to add a little at a time and stir it. Now, of course, my dad used homemade stuffing left over from Thanksgiving. He would take the stuffing and the gravy and the turkey and he'd pick it off the bone and he would mix it all together. It was so good. I don't know why it just tasted so good to me when I was a kid. It's funny how certain things you grow up on. Okay, so that's that. I've got the stuffing all incorporated into the broth and I'm just going to take it off the heat. And we're going to set it aside. And I haven't made stovetop stuffing forever, so I'm going to read the directions. Always read the directions. 5 minutes it needs to set. I probably won't let it set that long because I'm going to put it in the oven. So I'm just going to set a timer for 3 minutes. Okay, so there's that. So while that's going, I've got a 9 by 13 here. And I've got my toaster oven because I don't want to heat up my oven. It's set at 375. So everything's cooked. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put a little breadcrumbs on top. And once that gets toasty on top, then we can eat. So I'm going to give this a few minutes to go. And while it's going, I'll tell you what I've got going on. So, I see my doctor in October to get my next check on my A1C and see how I'm doing with my diabetic situation, to see if how my numbers are doing. So the last couple of months, I've been incorporating a little bit more carbohydrate back into my diet. Like, I ate a little bit of rice yesterday. Today I'm going to eat stuffing. I don't eat it at every meal. I may pick one meal and I incorporate a little bit of that back into my meal to see how I do. So that way, once I get my numbers back, I'm going to see if that's something that I can continue to do or if my numbers are up. So then that way I can know that I can start having a little bit more variety in my diet and add a little bit more carbohydrates. And I know diabetics can eat carbohydrates. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that for me and how my body functions, I know I really have to watch my carbohydrates. Just that simple. Okay, so we've had about a minute for the stuffing. I think that's going to be good. I'm just going to fluff it a little bit with the fork. And what I'm going to do, you can't see me, is I'm going to add that right in with that chicken. Add that in with the chicken. Shut the timer off so it's not going to beep very loud. So I'm just going to stir all of that in with the chicken and the gravy that was in. Now, I don't want to stir it too much because I don't want to break down the stuffing. Now, I'm going to serve this, like I said, with green beans and a salad. By all means, you could serve it with mashed potatoes. I'm not going to have that many carbohydrates. Be good with cranberry sauce. I'm just going to pour that right into my 9x13. There we go. Now, I had already prior to this seasoned my chicken with salt and pepper. By all means, you can add whatever kind of seasonings you want. Going to just spread that out flat. Oh, this reminds me of my childhood. My dad was such a good cook. My mom was a good cook. My dad was equally a good cook. There were certain things that he cooked better than Mom, and there were certain things Mom cooked better than him. And together they were a team. And they both dirtied up lots of dishes when they cooked. So I'm just going to try it real quick. Perfect. Doesn't need any more salt or pepper. So I'm just going to add these little crumbs on top because this is what my dad did. My mom always kept these cornflake crumbs in our pantry, and I always do too. Food is a way of, for me, bringing back lots of memories. Right, because I like to eat. Certain things that, you know, your parents cooked that maybe nobody else in your family cooked, or how you treated leftovers. Okay, so that's it. Here it is. My take on Thanksgiving scalloped turkey, and I made scalloped chicken. Quick way. Going in the oven, I would say probably just 5 or 10 minutes to brown up those breadcrumbs, and we can eat. I'll shut off the green beans before I burn the house down. Alright guys, I hope you're having a good, what is it today, Wednesday? Oh, I hope you're having a good hump day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.